Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Entities Campfire here. We are here with some very exciting games here. This is the winner's bracket of the semifinals here. We have Silence versus Jinx. We have Dark on the Oni in the Coal Tower versus Narvel, Mariana, Louise, and Fliss. Starting off here, we are looking over to the main building, just making sure that that is easier to loop around, breaking the main door. We do see a survivor at the 8 tile in the corrupt intervention area, trying to play the tile here. We are dropping the pallet instantly, and will we make this window? It looks like we will. Swing and a tag very early on from Dark. Beautifully, beautifully played. Luis, unfortunately, taking that window a bit too late there. Going over to the 6th side of the map, playing the God Rock. However, we see and hear a generator being progressed, and it was taken to active generators. This is not a good start so far. Kicking that generator, we are continuing on to chase with Mariana here. A down is what we are looking for, and a down into our active generators would be amazing, and there's a down! Eruption applied to the 5 generator as we are picking up, and you have to assume we are taking it to a pain resonance, and we hope and pray there is a pain resonance by where we want to be hooking. Unfortunately, we're going to be hooking over on the 11 loop. That will be pain resonance coming through. No, this is not, unfortunately, the start you were looking for these survivors here. This generator, unfortunately, will not be completed as our doubling survivors will have to vacate the premises. However, the entity has already taken hold of that generator. 4 regression events have been activated, and we have our power already before a generator is able to pop. Unhook onto Louise here. Popping our power, we will be committing to a chase here onto Narvo. Narvo taking the chase over to the 3 side, taking the window. Can he make this pallet before anything happens? Unfortunately, no, that's another down onto Narvo. Beautifully played from Dark here, as we will simply be taking the pickup. And in a start like this, you do not actually hate doing this, especially if you can actually get it into your 3 generator down at the bottom side, which you are able to do. A hook into the middle of the map here is exactly what you were looking for. 5th regression event coming in on Narvo. I believe the 6th, actually. As that generator is pretty much dead at this point. Looping the shack here. Very, very impossible for the Oni to play around if the survivors know what they're doing without a power. Mind gaming the shack here. No, we are choosing to leave. We want to maintain our hook here, because this hook is in an area where we do not hate it being at all. It allows us to patrol 3, even 4 of the generators freely. As we're currently trying to pull pressure, it looks like, from the unhook here, is Fliss onto that bottom side generator. Just scoping the scene, seeing if we can catch anyone off guard, or seeing if we can get any information as to where the rotating survivors are. And that is a pop onto the 1 side of the map here. First generator to pop at the game, a second one should be following. Narvo will be going 2nd stage. And with that, we are leaving, because we want to patrol these generators, perhaps even prevent 10 from popping. However, Luis is going to be able to pop the generator. That is our only gen progression, so we are going back to our hook. And a tunnel out onto Narvo is what you're looking for, but instead we're going to be taking a tag onto Mariana, just to be able to get our power back quickly. Chase over on to the main building here. Narvo needs a good chase. If Narvo does not have a good chaser and just dies instantly, this will not be looking good for the survivors. Oh! Okay, I'm a little bit confused as to what happened there, but that will be chase onto Louise in the main building. Can we get it down? No, we cannot. A swing and a miss, unfortunately. This is not baseball. This is Comp DBD. Vaulting the pallet over and over again. We are able to make the main building again. We are able to safely make it down to the bottom side of main building. Dropping the car loop. Do we make it? We do, but we don't. Bit of a ping issue there, unfortunately, looks like. Swinging through the pallet, getting the down, and eating the pallet to suit. This is our first hook onto Louise, I believe. No, this is a second hook onto Louise. We have 2 death hook survivors. Mariana injured. Narvo injured. And there is Narvo. Now, the question on Dark is, do you want to commit to a chase here? It is being taken down to a 3 generator. Or a 3 gen. Not anymore, as we will hear the bottom generator pop. Unfortunately, Dark has lost his bottom side pressure. 1 generator protocol. Shack is going to be dropped here, so Shack will no longer be as safe as it is. We hear him in the Shack here, trying to take a loop. Chase going to be committed onto Narvo, into the 7th side of the map here, popping Oni power. We need to get this God Rock out of the way. Getting it out of the way here, committing to Narvo. Narvo has nothing at this point. Narvo should be dead here. Taking it to the corner of the map, understanding that out of power, we simply will be taking an M1. We're picking up Narvo. That is our Death Hook survivor. You have to assume the survivors on the top side of the map are doubling, maybe even tripling a generator. Desperately trying to get it done. We do see Louise committing for this generator. It will pop. It looks like it will. But not before Louise on down onto Louise. And we also see Mariana. That was, in fact, a triple. The reason why they were able to get it done so quickly. Chase going on to the 2 side of the map here. Dropping the pallet. Has to win a bit of a 50-50. Unfortunately, it's not going to be winning. That is a down on Mariana. If we can find Fliss, that'll be a 4K0. A respectable result on Oni. Chase going on onto Fliss onto the 8 side of the map. If Fliss is not able to make any sort of play here, that will be a 4K0. Losing a bit of sight onto Fliss there. That will be a down, however. And a beautiful, beautiful Oni game coming in from Dark here. Well played to the survivors as well, recovering from a unideal start. It was shaping up to be a 4K2, maybe even 3. However, the survivors able to recover, able to capitalize on any mistakes Dark made, and were able to pull out a 4K0. You were hoping for outs, however, considering the start they had, that is certainly not the end of the world. And a beatable result, too. As long as the survivors of, I believe, Silence are able to prevent all 5 generators from popping, that will be a set point for them. We're still looking for Mariana and Fliss here. Bleed outs do in fact matter in this rule set. Remember, it is 1 point for each hook stage that is left on the survivors. So playing for bleed outs in the end game here might honestly not be a terrible idea. We do see blood on the 7th side of the map here. This might have been from Narvo before. In fact, I do not believe, if I'm correct or not, that survivors can give bleed outs while they're on the ground. Or give orbs, my bad. We are currently just waiting for Fliss to die. And I also just realized I was not paying any attention, but everyone was in fact already hooked. So that is confirmed, a 4K0. No bleed out points. We penaltied to our killer here. Beautifully played from Dark, capitalizing on the very amazing start. But then the survivors in the mid to late game able to bring it back with the generator pressure. We will be back for round number 2 of set number 1 of the Oni on the Coal Tower. Stay tuned. back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Entities Campfire. We are back on the Cold Tower playing more Oni. Narvo playing the Oni here for Team Silence. We are seeing two survivors on the 10 side of the map. The seawall will be dropped. Chase going on onto Mads here near the main building. Another drop onto that main building. Philip Pallet taking Chase back over to the 2 side of the map. My apologies. Which is a seawall looping into the best of the abilities, but it'll be... Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. I thought Mads had vaulted into the arms of the killer. Has to win these check spots, and does. Mads really, really well played here. Kicking the 2 pallet. With nowhere else to go, however. Believe Mads will be taking a tag. Will not make this window, so that will be a tag for Narvo. Another early tag. Not something you want to be giving on the Oni. However, this chase is in the corrupt side of the map here, so gens at the bottom side of the map will be being worked. As the main building door will be kicked. However, the Oni now has his power. Popping the Oni power here, taking Chase onto the main building. Now, to the bottom side of the main building. An early down is what you want, as 10 generator is going to be popped. A down on the pallet of the car loop. We are slugging, and we are going to try to find another pick. As we see Dark here with Sprint Burst. Unfortunately, that Oni power will not land true. As we have to win some 50-50s here as we're slow vaulting the pallet. Very good understanding of the Oni's power here. It will prioritize the pallets over the hitbox of the survivor, as a pickup will be happening. It looks like dropping the pallet, and that will be a pickup. No, not enough time, as we are picking up Mads here. A flashlight, perhaps? No. Again, the survivor's attempts to stop this pickup and stop this early hook have gone to no avail. However, it has been stalled a hefty amount, as we have information on both Dark and Moon. The only survivor who is on a generator at the current moment is K, and I think that's who exactly we're going to be trying to find. We know that Dark and Moon were on the top side of the map here, as there, I believe, is K. No, that is Moon. Taking Chase onto the 4-lane 10 side of the map here. A flashbang play to maybe make Narvo not look at him for a little bit, and that did actually help, as he is able to make the window. Another loop onto the 10 side of the map. A swing and a miss from Narvo, and then a vault back into the killer's arms. It was looking so good from Moon, but unfortunately not able to win every single one of those, as we will be taking Chase to the 8 side of the map here. Again, a down is what we need, and we need it quickly. The unhook has already happened, and generator progress is currently still being made. Now the question is, you are about to get power. Do you take the power and leave? As we do see Moon and K. That is Mads, actually. Mads taking Chase onto the 5 side of the map. This is an Ormond tile. Can he win this pallet? He unfortunately cannot, and that'll be a down onto Mads. That is our tunnel out survivor as well, but we are slugging. We are going over to the 6th hill. Nobody here. No one home, but we do hear Moon. We knew Moon was here, and this is who we were looking for, and this is who we will try to down. Demon Dash coming through. Will it land true? Yes, it will. Beautiful down from Narvo. The question is, do you slug here or do you pick up? Methinks you slug, and methinks correctly. A hook onto the 7th side of the map here. This is not a God Rock. This is the illusion of a God Rock. A Pain Resonance hook for Narvo. Remember that the win condition is a 4K1. If the survivors are able to pop all the generators, the tie condition will have been met, and Silence will not be able to get a point. We are looping the shack here. We are able to make it. Unfortunately, a swing and a miss from Narvo. Vaulting through the window. No bamboozle to speak of, so shack will still be enabled. This is an M1 killer at its core right now. Going back to our tunnel out survivor. Back to hook. We do see Moon. And no, Mads, it looks like, walking away. Dropping the 4-lane tile. Another generator pops in the distance. The question is, do you win these? You do, in fact, win these. Mads will be going down. And likely trading positions with Moon on that 7-hook. No, instead we want to hook in the middle of the map here, protecting as much generator ground as we can. That is the second hook for Mads and the first hook for Moon. We do see Moon on the 11th side of the map. Beautiful game sense from Narvel to know exactly where Moon would be, trying to hide from our killer. Holding checks box at the main building, making sure we are not giving a free down. We see Dark popping Oni power. That is a surefire sign that we are committing to a chase here. We see the unhook, however, happening. Needs to leave it. Good communication from the survivors to immediately call it, forcing a locker. But we will, in fact, we will be taking it. Moon made himself very obvious there, basically saying, pick me or nothing happens. And that'll be an unhook onto Mads. Can we get a tag onto Dark? Unfortunately, we cannot. 2 death hook survivors. Chase going on onto both Dark and Mads. Information that is so crucially needed. K is the only person on a generator, and I think we can be very safe to know that he is, yep, I was going to say on the 7 generator here. Godrock dropping. Demon power popped. Needs to make some serious plays here. If the survivors pop another generator, that will be the Tycon met. And that means that the survivors of Jinx will take the set. Unhook onto Moon. Mads is death hook here, so this is our first death of the game. Narvo needs to capitalize on the fact that it is now a 3v1. Cannot allow another generator to pop. We are looking everywhere desperately to try to find out where the survivors are stealthing. There is Dark, my bad, kicking the generator for eruption. And that will be sprint burst to make it to the bottom side of the map here. We do have demon power. We see the doubling. We know where all 3 survivors are. This is crucial information for Narvo. This is the type of information that you need to capitalize on. We are leaving the survivors on the bottom side of the map here, taking the chase back over to 2. However, it is still regressing. Dark understands and knows that we should not be found right now while the demon has power. We hear a survivor here. The question is where? Let us take a look at what our survivors are doing. Stealthing in the basement! And it was a good attempt from K, but that will be the first hook from K. But it is in the basement. However, no generator progress to speak of, sadly. If you are Narvo, you are feeling the pressure, you are feeling the nerves, but you must remain resilient. 1 survivor must go for the unhook. Patrol these generators, see if you can find another chase, and there is Dark. However, we know that Dark has sprint burst. So maybe we activate it and leave. There is a tag onto Dark in the main building, taking chase to the 10 side of the map here. Second wind for K. It'll all be but confirmed. An unhook coming in. K's second wind will finally go off. A kick onto the water tower gen. We want to apply eruption. Heading back to the 2 side of the map here. We know that this generator was being progressed as the sparks are no longer up. Eruption would be lovely to get here. We want to be able to manage our regression events here. But a kick just to get the ball rolling cannot hurt. We see scratch marks on the top side of the map. We are not committing to that. That is not where we want to be taking chase. However, Oni does have power here. Popping the rage. And trying a bit of a mind game, it looks like. Going to be making his way back to the water tower here. Sees no survivors. You might be thinking that our survivors are on the 1 generator here. No, they're working water tower very, very carefully and meticulously playing this. It all rides on not going down, but unfortunately, K will be going down. Moon, however, will not be screaming, so it does look like Eruption did go off, however, no information from that. Which could be vital here. Pain Resonance onto the 2 generator, and we did hear a scream from Dark, so we know where Dark is. Sprint Burst coming through, slow vaulting back into the main building. It didn't work last time, it'll work now. Want to save our Sprint Burst. Chase onto K. K is now Death Hook. And it looks like, I don't know if K is going to make this. He will. A vault through the window, but with that, what else does he have? A life is what he has. A life and a dream. Power back up. We see Moon. We know where Dark is. We have information on all 3 survivors. Narvo playing this very meticulously, needs to pick his chases wisely, needs to catch the survivors off in a mistake. For if we do that, the chance of a 4K1 becomes ever greater. We know a survivor was here. There is Moon. However, we are not committing. Instead, we are checking a locker. We suspect there might be a locker play. However, there was none, as we also see Dark. Oh, that was a regular M1 tag. Not what you're looking for when you're in the Oni's power here. That will buy the survivors a lot more time than you want to give them. As we are going back to 2. This generator was progressed. Looking for a stealth. We know they have to be around here somewhere, but the question is, do we have the time to search? Narvo's thinking no. Let's go through the main building and go back through Water Tower. Demon Fury is off. Water Tower being ever so worked. Narvo's nervos are probably kicking in here. Narvo's nervos. As 11 is now being worked, we are 3 stacking these gens. There is Dark with the Sprint Burst. Methinks you have to commit to something here. You cannot let the survivors do what they're doing. A tag onto Dark and we will be leaving. We are afraid of Water Tower, and perhaps we have every right to be, as it will pop! A double onto the Water Tower means that the survivors will pop the final generator. If the survivors are able to get out, they will take the set. A forcing of the locker from Moon. Not a play that you hate here, especially in these dire situations. If Moon dies here, which he will, an immediate hook. The gate is opened. It is over. The survivors of Silence have taken the set. And that is also a hatch play from K. Beautifully played from Team Silence here. Securing the set point. Jinx played their survivor side very, very well, especially and capitalized on their mistakes. However, Silence unfortunately did not make the same mistakes and will take the point. We will see you all for round number 2. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Entities Campfire. We are here on the Wrecker's Yard again. Or not again, sorry, but for the first time of this match, there's a couple things I want to make known to everybody at this point. Oh, that was a beautiful tag from Narvo coming in onto Mads. So, it should be noted that the loser of this set will still have the chance against Team Tremor if they take the loser's bracket sets. Or I believe, no, apologies. They will still have their chances against Tremor. My bad. In the loser's bracket, because Tremor has won the loser's bracket. So, we are having chase continuing on to Mads in the shack of Wrecker's Yard. Beautiful chase coming in, especially against the Dracula, who is very, very good at being able to shut down loops. Wolf form, the arguably strongest form that the Dracula has. Taking the shack here, not able to make it with Hellfire, so we're just going around again. Beautiful pounce coming in from Narvo. Needed. The other thing I want to mention as well, I must apologize. It was Team Jinx who won set 1 in the Oni set. I got a bit confused there because of the fact that when they won the Survivor set and they took all the outs, they were playing Killer first. Got a bit confused there, so that's my fault. However, it was Team Jinx who won set 1, so congratulations to them. We have an unhook coming in on the 12th set of the map, a very early unhook at that. Chase going on yet again onto Mads, into Shack, looping his resources very well, taking his chase onto the 8th tile. No pallet to speak of. It has to win. A 50-50 does not win. Did not jiggy, unfortunately. And 7 will be popping. Eruption onto 9. And a flash save? No, a bit too late. That's so unfortunate. That would have been needed in order to prevent 9 from being interrupted here. And that would have been 3 generators popping for Dark here. But unfortunately, it will not be happening. Dark taking a tag. Narvo continuing chase into wolf form. This generator was so desperately close. That flashy save was absolutely needed, but the chase in general going to the wrong side of the map. We are currently just scouting out for more survivors here. We know 2 survivors are currently on generators. Dark probably being reset somewhere. As there is Dark was on 1. A flashlight will happen. Needed for Dark to be able to escape that situation. He had nowhere else to play as he will make the 12 bus. A pounce. And does the second pounce land true? Unfortunately, it does not. Bat form coming in, teleporting away. Can we find Mads? But a reset with will make it will probably happen here. A tag for Mads. And now K will most likely be defending the tunnel out. Hellfire coming through, and it will injure and down Mads. That's the kind of play that you need, and why Dracula can be so strong. Protecting a tunnel out is never easy against Dracula because of his Hellfire. A 3rd generator will pop, however, that is a death at 2 generators remaining. A less than ideal situation for Team Jinx. Wolf form happening, and it looks like... Okay, beautifully played from Dark. Understanding where the wolf was going. But that'll be a down. A fast down at that. Not something you want here, as a pickup will happen, and you have to imagine a pain res will follow. No pain resonance, so we are saving that for later. You have to imagine as well, it's probably because he had no pain resonance anywhere near where he wanted to be hooking. Shack in operation. 9 desperately needs to be kicked here. Very, very close to popping. Blast Mine goes off, but with that Blast Mine, it means he will be able to get both Pop and Eruption onto the generator. No regression events yet, so the entity has not yet taken its grasp on the generator regression. Wolf form to try to scout out for any survivors here. We unfortunately do not see any, so we will be going into bat form here. A reset underhook will be happening. And just in time at that. For the Dracula will be back And unfortunately, we are seeing a bit of a bug here, a bit of a spectator bug from the Dark Lord here. Back onto the 9 loop. Chase being taken onto Moon, but leaving prematurely to go back to 9. That would have been called to the rest of the team here. K will be our next chase. As 3 will be in progress. K taking chase onto the 9 side of the map. Wolf form in action. Now it will be Dark Lord form on M1 is all that's needed here. Beautiful M1 coming through. A pickup happening as well. We have tons of generator pressure here. A pain resonance hook to suit. 9 is not popping anytime soon. Moon needs to be very careful not to get spotted out here, as Moon will most likely be the person who can only go for this unhook. Chase will be taken onto Dark here at the 3 side of the map here. We know it was an operation. We know where Dark was as well. A pop. We are waiting out Eruption, and it will happen. The spectator bug is over, so we are able to spectate our killer again, teleporting to the 7 side of the map. In the 8 tile, we see scratch marks. Wolf form to find Moon faster, and we do. We do make that an attempt from Moon to try to fake the window, fearing the pounce from the Dark Lord. However, it was a fake pounce using the growl that the Dark Lord actually makes when he's actually about to M1. Or, sorry, faking with his power. Chase going on onto Moon here. Can she win this 50-50? Unfortunately, she does not. We will most likely be seeing a slug here. No, instead we are picking up. And honestly, I can see why. Narvel having better game sense than I to understand that the survivors cannot be working a generator right now. They need to reset. And also to understand that 3 was not close enough to popping. Wolf form, teleporting to 3. Getting the kick on the generator. Pop goes the Weasel and Eruption applied. We also have Eruption applied to the 9 generator. We are also seeing the survivors, I believe, stealthing. No, we are working 3, and yes, K is stealthing for this unhook. Bat form, teleporting to the shack here. Going back to 3. Wolf form to perhaps find Dark here. Dark needs to be very careful not to get spotted here, and he will be doing an amazing job at that. Well played from Dark, as unhook will happen, underhook. Or heal underhook will make it as well. K is uninjured, so Lucky Break will be building up a little bit faster. Or in general. Bat form to get back to 9 and get back to the unhook. We see scratch marks. We see K. We are committing to K. Chase going on into K into wolf form, faking the pounce perhaps to try to make a play. Will actually work, as the 50-50 from K will be lost. The tag happening, taking Chase onto the 6th side of the map here. A pounce to come through, and a second pounce to end the chase. A beautiful pounce from Narvo. Well done. Wolf form to get back to 3. It will not be popping, sadly. Inching a little bit closer, but unfortunately just not enough pressure. As K is stealthing very, very nearby. Cannot afford to get found. However, unhook will happen. Waiting at Eruption. We do get it. And we're teleporting back to Shack here. We hear a noise notification. We are making loud noise notifications on purpose, presumably. We want to distract from 3 because we want to be able to allow it to pop. A 4K1 is something that we are looking for here at this point in the game. Wolf form, perhaps we can find Dark. If Dark is not running, however, Scent Orbs will not spawn, as we see scratch marks on 6. Is this the survivor we wanted to find? Looking around the truck here. There is Centaurs. We are running, and there is K as well. A pounce to come through, but it will just thread the needle. Not going to quite work out. Hellfire coming through. We need to be careful at this pallet. Crouching it, but it's not going to do anything, K. As we pick up, we hear survivor behind us. Perhaps we were trying to go for a pallet save, but it just won't happen. And K will be dying. Heading back to 3 here. And Dark is putting in just work at stealthing this entire thing out. Has not gotten found the entire time that he was working 3. Beautifully played, but it just won't work as a regression event after regression event just keeps preventing any progress. Unfortunately, he gets found. Did such a good job at preventing being found earlier, but unfortunately it just won't work as a pounce will be coming through. Not the play you want to be making, as that means we will have to leave Bat form coming in. We're going back to the 9 side of the map here. That will be called over to Moon. Moon will be stealthing away as quickly as she possibly can. No, she's back at 3. A beautiful play coming in from Narvo to intercept the survivors and understand what they're doing. Hellfire will but will not land true as well. Unfortunately, Dark ran through it, preventing being blocked in like a fish, but unfortunately, we'll still take the tag from Hellfire. Pounce coming through. 1 pounce. And 2 pounces will be enough to end it. Moon needs to be very careful here. If she is found, that it is over. Stealthing over by the 9 side of the tires here in the vampire form is the Dark Lord, kicking the generator most likely. We know that Moon has to be around here. We are stealthing. We have found her. It is all but foretold that this is a 4K2 result. M1 coming in onto Moon here. We need to keep playing this. There's nothing more for us to do. Hellfire coming through. And we will be jiggying a little bit. Holding W will be. As we know that that loop is something very, very difficult to play against versus the Dark Lord here. Going over to the 12th side of the map in wolf form here. We have nothing more we can do. We will die here. We just need to go to the corner and hope. Pray for anything. Stall for something. Maybe Dark can bleed out. Maybe you can find somewhere where you won't be a hook and it will be an M1. All we're looking for now is maybe a bleed out. Maybe if Dark just isn't found here, but the chances of that at this juncture are just slim. We have to try. And so far, it will be working a little bit here. We don't know where Dark is. Narvo going, oh, my job is a lot harder now. As there is Dark, unfortunately being found. The stealthing worked initially, but unfortunately just did not fully elude the Dark Lord. A Hellfire coming through onto Hook here. And there is Moon. We are M1ing, and we are picking up Moon. We will be taking our Hook onto the 11th side of the map here. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing a Mori. Beautifully played from Narvo to get that 4K2 result on the Dark Lord. A strong killer for sure. Definitely not a weak one. Hatch will be shut for good measure. We will see you all after a short break with Jinx playing the Dark Lord against the survivors of Silence. Stay tuned. Gentlemen, welcome back again to the Entities Campfire. Welcome back to the Dark Lord, a 4K3 win-con for Mads is needed. Or a 4K3, a 4K3 win-con for Mads here is needed. Louise taking a quick tag going to the 7th side of the map here. Beautifully played, breaking this pallet, meaning Louise has nowhere to go now, has to win this 50-50, but unfortunately will actually, never mind with balanced landing. Beautifully played to utilize the perks correctly. As Chase will now be taken to the 9th side of the map. However, there is one thing to use here. Can you actually utilize it correctly? Beautiful Hellfire coming in from Mads to get the down. However, this Chase was taken to the right spot, even though it didn't last the longest. It is still exactly where you want this hook. Meaning that Mads will have it all to do, still needs to go all the way to 3 to stop these generators from popping. As we already see Fliss going over for the unhook, Nervo stealthing, and Mariana working the 3 tile. Ugh. A heal underhook from Fliss. With will make it, and it will actually come to fruition, but Hellfire might prevent it from meaning anything, but it won't. A beautiful dodge from Lewis here. Lewis. As he will continue to loop 9 here. Winning 50-50 after 50-50. 1 pounce, 2 pounce will mean that even more time is bought. Lewis playing this super well. Hellfire coming through, but it doesn't go through that, Mads. It's too large of a tile, as we will be taking Chase to the 9th side of the map. 1 generator pops, check spotting it, but might have check spotted a little bit too long, as Lewis will be taking an M1. Perhaps a little bit of nerves coming in from Lewis. Was check spotting correctly, but unfortunately held it a little bit too long there. Hellfire coming through will mean that it is a 2-tap. But this Chase, not a short one by any means necessary. Not a long one, but not a short one. And again, a hook where you need it to be. This is beautiful coming in from Lewis. His chases are not lasting, but they're going to the correct places. And another gen will pop. 11, so close. 1 more generator pop is all that is needed. As an FTP will be coming through here. Again, another chase onto the 9th side of the map here. Revaulting M1 onto Lewis. Lewis still taking chase onto this 9th side of the map. However, does actually want to go over to 3 there. A wolf pounce to maybe prevent it might happen here, and it will. Unfortunately, Lewis will not make the 3 side of the map, meaning a death will be happening here. No, a flashy save coming in from Nervo. Beautifully played, and a double save as well to gain a little bit more distance of dropping of the pallet from Nervo, or from Lewis onto Nervo. Every man for himself. Thanks for the help. Now, bye. As chase will be happening. Back onto Lewis, onto the 3 side of the map here. 1 pounce, 2 pounce, even more time made. However, not revaulting the pallet, interestingly. Doesn't want to extend this anymore. Instead, just wants to go to the corner. I think you could have made that pallet there. However, not taking any chances. Instead, just dying on the 3 side of the map. With that chase happening, however, I think we're about to see the tie condition met. Yep. And there it is, though. Not just the tie condition, but the win condition at that. The survivors played this extremely well here. This is the survivors of silence, so beautifully played. Which means they will take set 2. We are 1-1 now. SB play coming in from Fliss onto the 12 side of the map here. taking chase over to this filler pallet, unsafe filler pallet against the Dark Lord. However, Hellfire will not land true here. Wolf form. I believe, if my Dracula mechanics are not failing me, you can actually pounce over that. Unfortunately, taking that pounce a little bit too wide there, as Dark Lord vampire form will be coming through. Perhaps you end it with a Hellfire. We are holding W to the 3 side of the map. Beautifully played from Fliss, taking his distance while the Dark Lord is holding Hellfire, understanding the killer very, very well. But now, with nothing else to lose or to use, we are going to the corner and dying on a pallet at that. Is there a save? No, there is not. However, a beautiful chase from Fliss will mean that this generator progresses ever more. A pain resonance? No, not a pain resonance either. So that generator is progressing. However, Nervo will have to be careful here. Nervo does not want to get caught off here. An unhook will happen as soon as it is calmed too. However, as we see that this generator... No, we do in fact want to kick it. Pop eruption applied. Unhook onto Fliss. We are going back. Perhaps we can catch the survivors off guard here, maybe? Will make it. Was on Fliss, if I am remembering correctly. So it will not be a full reset in time. Never mind, it will be. Beautifully played from the survivors of Jinx. Or is it silence? I'm actually forgetting everything again. Hellfire coming through.
Survivors of silence.
Thank you. The survivors of silence are playing this super well here. They've already won the set. Fliss again, understanding the Dark Lord so well, and a very lovely body block coming through. That will probably secure the popping of 9. No, it will not quite pop. Eruption will happen, but it was desperately close. You can tell because Nervo is still on it. It was, in fact, desperately close. Had Mariana not gone down there, it would have popped. Our killer, Mads. Now playing for respect, but if he can get a 4K1, respect he will gain. Hellfire coming through, unfortunately, will not land true. A valiant attempt from Mads here. But it will also mean, oh no, a beautiful swerve from Nervo. With a Hellfire to follow up. A pallet dropping. This is a very unsafe loop against the Dark Lord. You need to leave it, but you have nothing else to do here, so you're just going to go down. Forcing Locker. Reset onto Fliss happened. No generator progress to speak of. As the hook will happen on the 11 side of the map here.
Don't even try to escape.
This is still regressing. We have successfully, thanks to the eruption onto Mariana, onto the 8 loop, prevented this generator from popping. The birds have not sung yet, however, as the game continues a 3v1. They still have every ability to pop the last generator. They just need to be careful. Hellfire will be coming through, preventing Fliss from taking the window. Hellfire onto the wall there. However, that is not how Hellfire works. The general rule of thumb, if you can see the survivor over it, you can hit it. Fliss will be going down onto the 3 side of the map here, however. Beautiful chases from Fliss. Fliss showing his adept looping against the Dark Lord. Bat form coming in. We want to get to the 9 side of the map as quickly as we possibly can. We hear that generator at 12 being progressed. A bit of information. And 9 is still so desperately close here. Pop eruption applied. Perhaps we are trying to catch the survivors off guard here by pretending like we're leaving, but instead we are not, but survivors will be undeterred by it. Fliss getting healed under hook. Fliss is our Death Hook survivor. If you can kill Fliss before the 9 generator pops here, you might be able to secure a 4k1, but it needs to be quick. And if Fliss's chase is... or if this last chase from Fliss is anything like his previous ones, I don't think we see it here. Beautiful vault coming in from Fliss here. Playing this loop super well. Another Hellfire, but unfortunately just, again, the rock is too big to reach through. And they will pop. We will most likely be seeing survivors out of this door. However, Mads just wants Fliss and is unfortunately just threading the needle through his body as an M1 will be taken. Another pounce coming through here and threading the needle onto Nervo, not landing true onto him. Beautifully played. We are picking up Nervo. Is there a flashlight? No, there is not. And it will be a hook and a death for Fliss. 2 survivors out of the door. 8 stages to our name. Congratulations to Silence for taking the set. The score is now 1-1. We shall see how the 3rd set, the Blight set, shall go after a short break. Stay tuned. And gentlemen, welcome back to the Entities Campfire. Welcome to the Blood Lodge. And welcome to the Blight. Mariana on the Blight here. Couple things that we should go over about this set. The Blight is bugged. Yeah. But we all knew that, so you might be asking, why is it that we are playing the Blight? Well, all teams have actually agreed to the Blight despite the bugs. So, if anything goes wrong here because of bugs, no replays will be happening, as all teams have been made fully aware and are understanding of the bugs and have fully agreed to any of that happening. So, should that happen, there will be no reprieve for the teams. As that was a very early down for Mariana. Very early down, very good hook in a place where you want it to be as well. 1 rush, 2 rush, 3 rushes, 4 rushes is all you need to take out Dark, and that will be another hook onto Dark. I'm surprised we're not seeing a slug there to get back to our unhooker. However, perhaps we were simply afraid that we would not be able to find them, but now we definitely will probably not be seeing them for a long, long time. This is still a great hook location. Applying pressure to the teams here, as they're not allowed to anymore work on these top generators without feeling any of that pressure. As that will be a trade now from Mads onto Dark here. Do we see a slug? No. Instead, we pick. This is actually not great for the survivors here, because while they're being hooked and while they're, you know, getting some gem pressure now, if they're reset, we will be seeing Gift of Pain, meaning that their gen regression will be slowed until the next time they are injured after that. There is a flashbang play coming in onto K here. K taking chase onto the main building here. Vaulting through the window, is able to make it, so no tag just yet, as we will be seeing another more rushes coming in from the Blight. K, however, playing the main building super well, preventing any sort of tag from Mariana. Kicking the main building again. Eruption applied. Dark and Moon have reset. Gift of Pain activated. Main building will be kicked now, making this a little bit easier for the Blight to play around. However, the survivors don't hate that main building being kicked either necessarily, because if a rush is happening, Mariana cannot easily prevent it, as that will be Deliverance from Mads. I believe we knew that was coming. It'll also be the Deep Wound state, as we are taking chase on the main building, and unfortunately, not quite going to make the hit there. No bounce landing to speak of, so Mads will simply go down. Another stack of Eruption applied to the main building generator. That'll be the 4th hook of the game, and the 2nd hook onto Mads. We hear the topside generators being worked here. Vaulting into the window, onto the hill, and that is a tag, a beautiful tag from Mariana. Mariana, beautiful Blight mechanics. Trying to play a bit of a mind game here. However, Moon is a little bit aware of it. Playing this very carefully. Unfortunately, it's at this point that Moon will be forcing Locker. No, instead leaving. Too much time wasted. Beautifully played from Moon, knowing that she was probably going to die, so she just went into the locker to either force the pick from the locker or live to see another day. As that will be a bottom side generator popping. It is highly unlikely that Mads will be unhooked here, as, yeah, we know where 2 survivors are. And we know Moon was on the top side as well. However, a trade might come through here, and it looks like that's exactly what we shall be seeing. As we also see Moon in the background stealthing over towards 12. Eruption applied to her generator, so that will not be a pop onto that anytime soon. Chase going on onto Mads onto the 10 side of the map. Needs to play this filler pallet very carefully. Drops the pallet. That'll be a break. Making his way yet again to another filler. And that'll be a down on to Mads. Beautifully played. Decisive strike could be a thing here. No, it will not be, as that's a tag onto Dark. A pallet save not going to come through, and that is a death onto Mads with 3 generators remaining. Not quite the result you're looking for, as the Survivors 4K1 is inbound. However, the game is not over till the fat lady sings. Generators on this side of the map are still regressing. We can be certain that there probably is nobody here anymore. However, we want to check around just in case. We fear this generator being progressed. It is not. However, we do see scratch marks onto the Shack side of the map here, indicating that there is some pressure here. Shack will be dropped and immediately broken. Beautifully played from Mariana. Mind game at Shack going to be coming through. Moon just holding W. Unfortunately, playing Shack there, I kind of agree with this decision. Playing Shack there just means that you will definitely die against the Blight. I mean, maybe you could make some sort of play, maybe win some 50-50s. However, you just want to die in the correct place. Moon taking a hook onto the bottom side of the map. Second hook for Moon. As we are heading back to the top side of the map here, being hooked in that location will mean that some progression will happen. As we do see Dark here. Beautiful tag coming in from Mariana. As Chase continues onto the 12th side of the map here, Dark is going to be playing a Z-Wall. Let's see if he is a demon on this Z-Wall. Needs to win 50-50s. Is currently still winning them. Every single time wasted here is huge, as that will be a tag onto Dark here. Beautifully played from Mariana to understand that's a slug, and we're going back down to Shack here. Any pressure is good pressure. Scratch marks being seen. And there is the locker here from K. Shack, unfortunately, was not being progressed here. That is, no, I'm incorrect. That is Moon. A tag onto Moon here. Beautiful tag. You might see... No, we're committing to this chase. The unhook just happened. We have some time here. But we pretty much have to get this down soon. Resets happening. We're actually confident maybe to continue this chase then? Yes, we are. One rush and 2 rushes is all you need. Moon will be going down here. I'll pick up onto Moon. Moon is death hook. It is a 2v1. A 2 survivor protocol. Mariana has set herself up to be getting a 4k3 at this juncture, unless we can see a gen pop onto the 11 side of the map here. Or the 12 side. No. No progress to speak of. Beautifully played from Mariana. The pressure she had in the early game was just way too much for the survivors. As we are seeing scratch marks on the Shack side of the map. Now, if this chase lasts long enough, there might be hope. However, giving a tag here is not what you want to do, as giving a tag might be the indicator to leave. However, maybe this tag was too soon. Maybe we will commit. No, we are leaving. Predicted that would happen. As there is K on the hill. Balanced landing at the ready, most likely. There it is, triggering. One bounce, another bounce, a swing, and unfortunately hitting metal. Plus 10 scrap for Mariana, but not quite a down. We're continuing chase on this long wall here. A pallet will be dropped, and there's Dark! And there's a tag! All the survivors are grouped up here. We know where every single survivor is. This is beautiful for the survivors. Or for the killer. Playing this filler pallet very well so far, but the Blight will have his rushes back, his most lethal weapon. And unfortunately, a no down. K is playing these fillers very, very well. Loop chaining these loops very, very well, but that will be a down. And we saw Dark on this side of the map here, and there he is. It was very close, but unfortunately, not quite going to work out. This is a 4K3 result, barring any unbreakable play, and that was beautiful! I don't know if anyone caught that, but he bounced to fake a dead hard. Beautifully played from Mariana, understanding the perks very well. And I do not believe, as Deliverance was used already, that there's anything that survivors can do anymore. A 4K3 result for Mariana. Beautifully, beautifully played by the killer side here. The survivors of Jinx have a decent, easy win con here. However, they need to be very careful. Now we're showing off a couple of our hub techs, showing off our Blight proficiency here. Very impressive, Mariana. Very impressive. Let's hope that your survivor side can keep up right after a short break. See you all soon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back yet again to the Entities Campfire. K on the Blight this time versus the survivors of Jinx. A beautiful tag coming in from Mariana here. But again, this is the kind of start that you would like. Needs to win a 50-50. Unfortunately, does not win it. However, life will get you to the other side. So, another vault coming in. Mariana will be going down, sadly. This is another very, very early down. Survivors of Silence are still in it, however. They just need to pop 3 generators. I will not lie to you all. I have been getting the teams mixed up this entire day, and I would like to formally apologize to both teams for that. However, Chase going onto the tractor, onto Luis. Luis taking an unfortunate tag, going over to the 10 side of the map. However, we are leaving as we want to prevent the unhook. However, the unhook does happen. And Fliss will be taking yet another tag. Or his first tag, really and truly. Vaulting the window. We've lost our tunnel out at this point. This is not looking good for our killer, K, and for Team Jinx. There we see the bug actually happening there. To explain it a little bit, the survivors have their own hitbox, but in doing this, the Blight can actually bump off of them now. Nervo understanding this very, very well and actually using it to the best of his ability. Again, he will not be facing any sort of penalty for using it because both survivors, or both teams, have agreed to allowing it. Nervo will be going down. Fliss will be going down. However, Fliss gets picked up immediately. That's an unbreakable play coming in. No, it was not an unbreakable play as we hear Luis. Luis taking Chase to the top side of the map here. Mariana gets reset, dropping the pallet, playing this truck filler as best as he possibly can. 1 bump, 2 bumps will mean a down. A down on Nervo and a down on Luis. However, Nervo will instantly get picked up, breaking the pallet here, and we're probably going to be seeing a pickup. Yes, we do. 2 hook stages to our name here. However, on 2 different survivors, we still have no tunnel out as resets are happening now. 1 stack of dying light applied. This generator over at 10 was progressed fairly decently. However, it will be kicked. Eruption applied. As we do now also see Mariana working the 6th generator. The seawall here, dropping the pallet here. Needs to check spot this properly. No, this is not Mariana. This is Nervo. Nervo playing the seawall pretty efficiently. Vaulting over again. However, Nervo will be taking the tag here, unfortunately. Nervo not quite able to stall for long before getting hit. A swing and a miss coming in from K. And Chase continues on this bottom side. Nervo going down. To K's credit, he is not playing this terribly, as Team Jinx has a very, very steep win con here. A 4K4, that's right. For Team Jinx to take this set, they will need to kill all the survivors before they pop even just 2 generators. And if they want to... No, actually, if they want to win this game, they need to... No, they need to pop 2 generators. Yeah. I forgot how tie conditions work for a second. However, Fliss taking Chase onto the hook here, dropping the filler pallet. 1 rush. 2 rushes is all you need to get a tag onto Fliss here. Beautifully played by K. And playing the main building very well. We see it yet again. Bumping onto the hitbox of the survivor. If my eyes are not deceiving me, that is. And that is an unfortunate death on the hook here. Wait a second. Everyone pause. 1 generator will pop. 1 more generator popping will mean... that the tie the tie condition is now in play. If even one more generator pops, it is over for Team Jinx for this set. But Nervo going down, unbreakable, still possible if the rule set allows it. I forget if it does or not. And we see Louise going over to the 10 side of the map here. This is the final chase of the game, barring unbreakable. We know it was not used, and there it is, unbreakable, used. Fliss and Mariana are up again. It is unbreakable that might save the day for Team Silence. As there is Mariana yet again taking a very unique path, but unfortunately not able to elude the Blight. Kicking the 6 pallet here, going to be taking Eruption to suit as well. 2 injures, 1 injure now. The survivors are resetting. This generator is not highly progressed. There is Luis. There is a survivor that we were afraid of. Faking, dropping from the hill very efficiently. Will now be dropping. No balance landing, however, will mean that a tag onto Luis will happen. Mariana still on the ground. No unbreakable in play. Mariana has to rely on a teammate to come pick her up. Beautiful dead hard coming in from Luis. Unfortunately, no Blight bug will stop that. Chase is ended, but Luis has not been lost. Luis will go down. Eruption on 2 different generators. We see the 6th generator actually being operated. We can see a survivor on it thanks to Eruption. Another stack of Dying Light applied. And there is Nervo. Can Nervo make this win before taking a tag? No cigar. Playing around the shack here. 1 bump. 2 bumps off of the survivor. But unfortunately, the bug will not save Nervo this time. As on the hook does happen onto the 12 side of the map here. A double bump will mean less charges and will take more time to get the power back. However, there is Luis. There's our injured survivor. We only know where 3 survivors are right now. I do not believe we understand where all the survivors are. Meaning we do actually have to be careful about another generator popping. However, Luis will go down. If I recall correctly, Luis is Death Hook. So perhaps picking this up and killing him, especially with the hook so close, is not the worst idea. A death at 3 generators remaining. K has a chance at getting to the tie condition. There's Mariana, and there's a beautiful tag to follow suit. 6 is in operation right now, you have to assume, and I think K agrees with me. 1 bump, 2 bumps to get over to the 6th generator. It is an operation, but not too much progress. An unfortunate miss coming in from K onto Fliss here. Fliss taking his distance to the shack. Eruption applied yet again. More generator pressure applied again. Can you get a down before another generator pops? That is what you need to happen. And that is what's keeping your game alive here. The win condition is no longer possible. We're playing for the tie. Rushing into the main building here. 1 rush. And again, the survivor hitbox is just messing with K here. Balance landing, and it will be a tag, though. An unfortunate tag there. Good try from Nervo. K will be leaving to prevent this generator from popping. Eruption applied onto 3 different generators, but it means nothing if you can't get it down, and you might find it here in Mariana. You do! That is exactly what you need if you're K. However, we're still not convinced that a generator isn't close here. We want to prevent a pop. We hear Nervo inside of the main building, vaulting the window. Chase going to be going on into Nervo here. Phyllis has to go pick up Mariana. Unless Fliss is this close to popping a generator, there is no way. Again with the hitboxes. However, it will not be enough. Mariana, however, gets picked up. Nervo on the ground. We want to go back. There's Mariana forcing the locker. Nothing else to do but that, unfortunately. Second stage for Mariana. And the unhook will, or the pickup, sorry, will happen onto Nervo here, but not before a tag onto Fliss. Again, we are seeing the Blight bug come in play and actually getting quite a lot of value this game. Fliss going over to the one side of the map here. I believe there is no pallet here to speak of. He just has to force locker, which he will be doing in kind. Mariana still on hook here. Nervo has to get the unhook. He does. This is intense. Another generator popping is the death of Jinx. Not the death of their campaign here, however, the death of their game in the set. So K has it all to play for. And now it's looking like the survivors of Silence have all to play for here. A stun onto K here will mean a pallet break. Fliss, Deliverance. The survivors are throwing everything back at K, and K is doing his best here. There's a down onto Mariana. Mariana is death hook. You can take this, barring a flashlight save, which will not happen, but barring DS, which does happen, vaulting into the shack here. We have to leave. We fear the 12 generator from popping. There's Fliss. Is Fliss the balanced landing player? No, he's not. Fliss will be going down here. No, he will make a filler pallet. He will not make the filler pallet. He loses a 50-50. Getting picked up here. Fliss is not death hook. Is not death hook. K has not won it yet. The survivors of Silence are working the 6th generator. K needs to go, and he needs to go now. There they are at shack, actually. They got reset. She's safe for now. Perhaps we can confirm a death onto Fliss, knowing that generator regression has halted. Or generator progression. We see Nervo going for the unhook, perhaps. However, Mariana is still in the background somewhere. We don't know where. And to answer that question, look at that. Beautiful crouch there coming in. There is Mariana. If Fliss can just last long enough in this chase, this is the moment Silence was looking for. Nervo needs to win these and needs to win these now. However, the unhook onto Fliss will happen. A pickup onto Nervo. And the survivors of Silence will be stealthing again. I don't believe Nervo is death hook either. No, he's not. We're heading back to the top side generator here, preventing it from popping. We will be applying Eruption. You and I know where the survivors are. However, K does not. We have to remember that. The unhook happening. That was Fliss. Mariana stealthing on the 11 side of the map. And there she is to get back on the generator. Chase happening onto Fliss here. A quick down for Eruption to happen. A pickup onto Fliss. That is death hook. Can K do it? Can K meet a tie condition? Mariana is back on the generator, and K is aware of that and heading back up towards it. One bump. 2 bumps. And a 3rd bump will reveal Mariana. Mariana needs to last in this chase. This is everything that Silence is hoping for here. If Mariana can last long enough, for Nervo to pop a generator, then there might be a chance. However, she'll just be going down. And Nervo is working a different generator. Nervo is working 6, in fact. It's a 4K3. A 4K3 meeting the tie condition, completely beating everybody's expectations. Well played to Jinx here. And well played to K. Specifically for meeting this tie condition and preventing Silence from taking the point. A sigh of relief echoes through the voice channel of Jinx. Mariana is Death Hook. So do remember that it is not over yet. If Mariana is not found, that will mean that the set will actually go to Silence. We will have to wait and see. Let's check out where Mariana is. Mariana is on the top side of the map here. Recovering just a little bit. Unfortunately, is found. Mariana will not be bleeding out. And we get to see Amori. Beautifully played by K to meet the tie condition for Team Jinx. And that means we'll be going to set number 4, which is the Huntress. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Entities Campfire. We are here back on the Wrecker's Yard with Kay on the Huntress after a beautiful, beautiful Blight match. Let's see if they can take that confidence into this Huntress set. As we see a survivor rotating onto the 12 side of the map here. That is Fliss here throwing the hatchet. Unfortunately, will not land true. A second hatchet coming through, and that also will not land true. Fliss playing LOS very well so far. However, a tag finally coming in onto Fliss here. Beautifully played by Kay. Chase continuing into the corrupted zone. Fliss will make this pallet, but unfortunately does not have the distance to get the stun, as that will be a down onto Fliss. And a pickup on the pallet. Do we see a pallet save? No, we do not. And the hook will be happening. Oh, I was gonna say, if it was going to happen in the basement, that would be catastrophic for Fliss. However, it will be happening on the 6th side of the map, on the hill as well. Beautiful vantage point for the Huntress. Our survivors are currently working the generators, trying to get as much progress as they possibly can here. However, we see a survivor working the 7 generator. That is Lewis taking Chase onto the bus. And we also do see Mariana going over for the unhook. Luis will unfortunately not take a tag because of the truck. And we want to leave that now. We see scratch marks exiting Shack. We can be pretty confident that this hook will probably be going to 2nd stage, but at the cost of 2 generators, most likely. Bit of a trade offer that we do here in Comp DBD. However, no. Kay might have overstepped a little bit. No, the unhook has not yet happened. As it is likely that 2 generators will pop for this 2nd stage here. 9 will pop. 7 now taking Chase over to a tag on to Lewis. Dropping of the pallet. Now we have nowhere to go, though. This is a 50-50 that we have to win. Ooh, unfortunate miss coming in onto Lewis there. Vaulting through the window. There is Lewis, unfortunately, now having to play the corner as he ran a little bit too far out. Fliss FTP'd by Nervo. Nervo is now in the broken status effect. And Lewis will be going down onto the 7 side of the map. We will be hooking onto this hook over at the 6 side of the map here. First hook for Lewis. Fliss death hook here. The person you want to find right now is Fliss. Killing Fliss with 4 generators remaining is exactly the kind of results you want to have. However, we understand that a generator is being progressed, being doubled at that, and it will pop. Another generator being progressed by Nervo in the broken status effect. There is Fliss, our final survivor. A wonderful, wonderful play to drop that pallet there. See a bit of a vacuum tech. A beautiful dodge of that hatchet, making it to Shack. Pre-dropping the pallet. Crouching behind the generator. Making it so that there is no way that that can be hit. However, beautifully played there by our killer to get that hit over the Shack. Shack will be broken. Trying to find Fliss over the walls here. As 7 will be progressed again. Fliss needs to play Shack as efficiently as possible. He will vault into the window, and it will not be an M1. Beautifully played by Fliss. Fliss, however, getting a little bit disoriented here, tries to go for a window tech, realizing that if he doesn't, he will definitely die, so he tries something but will be saying goodbye for the rest of the trial, as this final hook is his nail in the coffin. But not at the cost of 7 popping. Not at the cost of 10 popping. Or at the cost. Not at the cost of it. There's Lewis taking a down. Mariana running away to the 6th side of the map here. We can be fairly confident that we know that where all the survivors are, as we did know where the other generator was popped. One hit coming in onto Mariana. to make it to the 9 side of the map here. He has a seawall to play. Can be strong against Huntress, but no, instead decides he will hold forward to the 9 loop. This is also quite a strong loop against Huntress, however, taking a bit of a weird path that is not going to be able to make it as a result. Wants to avoid Huntress hatchets, most likely, but unfortunately might have incorrectly judged what the Huntress was going to do there, as we see Lewis having to win more 50-50s. Another down onto Lewis. No hatchets to our name. Need to reload. Nervo going to be going over to the shack side of the map. We've lost Nervo, so we're probably going to be picking up here. No! Going back to the 9 side of the map. Most likely to get the pickup. We are looking for Lewis. No, Mariana. There she is, getting picked up by Kay here. That will confirm another hook stage for Mariana. This is the fresh hook. Meanwhile, Nervo is stealthing over by the 12 top side of the map. Now Nervo needs to try to get the unhooked, but this is a 3v1 situation against Huntress. Can be difficult, not impossible, but very difficult. Assuming that Nervo is not able to successfully get these unhooks, and even then assuming that they're able to capitalize on it in any meaningful way, a 4K1 appears to be inbound, as our killer is currently searching the shack, while Nervo is over at 9, probably going to be stealthing here, perhaps wants to play to go kind of a weird way to pick up Mariana. Our killer is heading back towards the hooks here. Our little secret is that we know where Nervo is, but Kay does not. Searching for a stealth. We are not finding it. But being here is preventing the unhook from happening. As Fliss will now be rotating. Can it happen for free? We have no lullaby. A pickup onto Lewis. We don't want the bleed out to happen. We see now what the survivors of silence were trying to do. By allowing Lewis to bleed out, we threaten the killer of points, and therefore make the unhook free. Our killer is now heading over to the 11 side of the map, as we see scratch marks. And we also hear Mariana looping around this rock here. Looping to the corner. Hatchet coming through. Will miss, but an M1 will secure the down onto Mariana and the pickup to suit. That is a death hook survivor. Mariana, we will be saying goodbye to you for now. Never mind. I lied to you all. I did that on purpose. I eluded all of you. As we are leaving Mariana on second stage here, going over inside of the shack. Nervo stealthing on the 6th loop here, wants to be able to not get found here, as getting found will cement to the 4K1. And doing so quite well. However, we do find Lewis, who now has to play this pallet against the Huntress, but doing so is a tall order, especially when the Huntress has pulled up her hatchet and is threatening you, saying, if you drop this pallet, you're dead. So Lewis has to try any sort of weird pathing to avoid the hatchet, but unfortunately that is sealed Lewis's fate. Lewis will be picked up here. And unfortunately, unhook will not be happening onto Mariana. We are now playing for the gates. Lewis, dead. Hatch, we're gonna be closed. We already know Nervo is not setting up for a hatch escape, or for a hatch escape. He is setting up for a gate escape, but it needs to be instantaneous. There it is, and it is closed. Nervo needs to be very careful on the gate. We might see a bit of a stall tech here, what I like to call a C-tech. I call it a C-tech because I like to stop at the C. As we do hear the Huntress approaching. Huntress will not find her mark just yet. But the gate situation is looking quite good for our Huntress here. She doesn't really need to leave the spot she's in. She can actually look at both gates and see if the lights are being progressed from the spot she's in right now. It is unlikely that Nervo will be able to escape this situation, as the first gate light is up. Now, there is a reason I call it a C-Tech. It's because just before you hit the A on the escape, part of gate escape, the light will not light up yet. However, the C is right in the sweet spot. As we are now seeing final chase happening, unfortunately, not a tag. If Nervo can elude the Huntress somehow, which unfortunately he does not, maybe there's a chance. Needs to dodge this hatchet. Will not, unfortunately. Now we're jiggying, trying to make it out. However, the jiggy will not quite work, making a little bit of distance, but did not elude the Huntress. Nervo looping the truck here, buying some time here. Gonna make the pallet, but needs to dodge a hatchet to suit. Will not happen, and we will see Amori. Beautifully played from our killer over at Jinx. And a valiant attempt from Nervo in the endgame on the Survivors of Silence in general. We will see you for round number 2 of set 4. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Entities Campfire. We are here back on the Wrecker's Yard with Nervo this time for Team Silence. We see two different survivors on this side of the map here. We are preventing any sort of LOS from happening. K on this garbage filler will take a tag, running over to 9. Perhaps an early down, not quite. One more hatchet needed and it will come true. Very, very early down. Very amazing 2-tap coming in from Nervo here. And a down where you actually might want it to be, because even though that's not paid, that's not paying res, and it means that the Huntress cannot adequately protect the generators on the 3 side of the map. We're currently looking for a stealthing survivor. We know there was another survivor around at the beginning of this altercation. That was Moon. And we do see a survivor on one generator stealthing around. And that is Dark. Chase happening onto Dark on this garbage filler here. Will not be able to prevent a tag, but will be able to delay it a very long time. Taking advantage of the Huntress's 110 nature. Can an early down happen to suit? Unfortunately, not quite. I lie. Just kidding. Dark does in fact go down. And we are going back to K, but not before a reset happens. One generator is currently active. And a beautiful mind game coming in from Nervo. Earning Nervo a tag. Chase continuing on to this 9 side of the map here, throwing a Huntress. Unfortunate miss here. Can Nervo capitalize and win a mind game here? Unfortunately, it will not happen. A couple of Nerbs possibly getting to Nervo here, as he has missed quite a few of these. K playing this filler super, super well. It's remaining resilient and never dropping, but K will be, in fact, going down finally. But there is someone here for a pallet save. We are preventing that, throwing the hatchet, saying, Dark, you come nowhere near me. Disgusting. But Dark is simply saying, well, I don't care. And that will be a pallet save. A beautiful pallet save at that. Keeping K alive a little bit longer. Able to elude the Huntress for a little bit here. Needs to win this mind game. Does win the mind game. And needs to win yet another one. This is not a pallet that Huntress can easily play around with her power. Actually, these loops kind of counter her. But now we are bloodless too. And that means a down will happen. But again, on a pallet. That means that Nervo's scared and will have to slug. We have no pain resonance, no eruption, no agitation value. We have not really gotten much value from any of our perks yet this game. And Shaq is very, very close to popping, picking up finally. That will be a tag onto Dark. Unfortunately, not going to be a pallet save this time. Nervo has learned his lesson. A pain resonance hook coming in onto the Shack. A throw into the window will not happen. A little bit too late. As we are continuing chase, we see Moon. A beautiful dodge of that firecracker will mean a tag for Moon. However, Moon will elude the Huntress further, making his way over to the bus side of the map. We see an unhook coming in. It will happen, but a reset will not be able to happen, especially on FTP. No, we are not giving the Huntress any pressure here. Let K hang. Because if we go down on this hook, another pain resonance will activate. And remember, the win con is 4k1. The tie con is 4k1. Beatable, but not something we want necessarily to play for. A beautiful, beautiful tag onto Moon. And an FTP to suit. Or to follow up, at least. Here is Mads. Now that this pallet is dropped, it's a lot more unsafe against the Huntress. However, Mads, with the Lithe, has completely made good use of it. Another pick pull-up will mean that Mads will not die. Mads is Neo on the Huntress. Or versus the Huntress. Will even make the window at that. Beautifully played from Mads will mean that the win condition is now at stake. One more generator popping, and the win condition will no longer be beatable. It is now going to be the tie condition. The survivors of Jinx are playing this super well. That's a tag onto K. And will it be a down to suit? Yes, it will be. Beautiful down from Nervo. And that will be a pain resonance. No, it will not be a pain resonance. Oh, that's right. K is dead. Kind of forgot about that. But it will mean that Eruption will be applied on one. And our generator pressure on the top side of the map can continue. We do fare 3, however. 3 pops. That means that the tie has initiated. And it is very close to popping, too. We unfortunately do not see a survivor, but one has to be around here. We know that, but the question is, do we even have time to look? There it is. This down needs to be quick. It is dark. If this down doesn't happen in the next, you have to assume 10 seconds, really 15 maybe, if we're being generous. Another generator wall pop, sprint burst happening on this Z wall, beautifully played by Dark here, and that's another generator popping, which means that the tie condition is the only thing that we can play for. A beautiful tag onto Dark. And a down will happen. Eruption applied. And we see the final generator being doubled. They are committing to it. It is gonna be close. It is a photo finish. And it is over. They have popped the final generator, meaning that set number 4 goes to Team Jinx. A valiant attempt from Nervo. But the survivors of Jinx were able to capitalize on every single thing. We see scratch marks heading to the car pile side of the map here. A pickup onto Dark, however. We do know there's another survivor here in Moon. Moon will be taking chase here onto this 3 side of the map, onto this truck here. This truck is actually very good against Huntress because you can use it to block line of sight here. You don't really need to care about Moon here. You can all just leave and be satisfied and call it a day. However, we are now playing for style points. Moon taking the window over to the car pile side of the map, eluding the Huntress by making it to another rock filler, a rock filler that actually easily counters the Huntress. If you take your distance effectively, making your way over to the pallet, you drop it. And another miss coming in from Nervo as 1 survivor out the door. You might even say 2 survivors out the door here. You need to dodge this, but you just can't. As there is Dark facing the other direction will mean Dark will not be getting that flashlight save. Beautifully played from Team Jinx to secure the set win. A hit on a hook in frustration. We will now be going to the tie breaker set, the Wesker, everyone's favorite chase theme. Certainly my favorite chase theme in the game. All this and more after a short break. See you soon. And gentlemen, welcome back to the Entities Campfire, the tiebreaker set, Wesker. Everyone's favorite, well, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people's favorite killer in this game. And most entertaining to a lot of people too, as we see 3 different survivors. Wow, okay. A bit of point of interest. If Silence wins this tiebreaker set, that means we will be going back to the Blight set. So, Silence has it all to play for on this survivor side here. Kay taking chase at the bottom side of the map onto Mariana. Mariana going to be able to make it to Shack. No, Mariana will be taking a tag onto Shack before she can actually make it. Beautiful tag. Mariana pre-dropping the Shack pallet. Vaulting through is Kay. This will allow Mariana to make it back to 6 here, so still quite a bit to use. However, if 6 has nothing, perhaps not. This is a God Rock. If there's a pallet here, no, there is no pallet. This is not a God Rock. Mariana, you will be dying. But not before going to the corner of the map.
You disappoint me.
Buying her team as much time as we possibly can. It will mean that the double generator will not quite pop because of pain resonance. However, so desperately close. 1 generator will almost definitely be popping as a result of this hook. Very well played by Kay to get that pain resonance. Blast Mine coming through will secure Louise's generator. A double at the 10 side of the map, the 10 loop. We will not see anyone, but you and I, both know that there are people there. There it goes. Nervo pressuring the generator, trying to buy as much time for his team as possible. Basically saying, look, listen, I'm going to get back on this generator if you don't do something about me, and that means that they will get the unhook, so what do you want to do? And the answer, and Kay's response is, I want to go defend my unhook. And a throw at that! This is not good! A very, very quick down. And the unhook just simply won't happen. No, it looks like it will happen. A sigh of relief, but still not the situation you want. Nervo takes a tag. Mariana taking it over to the 8 side of the map. However, not being committed to it. Looks like we want the down on Nervo because we want to play for our pain resonances. Louise is still on the ground. Nervo going over to the 5 pallet. Will make it. Not going to drop it. No, is dropping it. Will make the window, maybe? Yes, just barely. Continuing chase. Mariana will probably be going to pick up Louise Fliss on another generator. And there goes Nervo at the corner of the map here, playing to buy as much time as possible. There goes Louise. We're going to be bounding straight back to the pickup to capitalize on the pressure that we have gained from that unfortunate situation. As another generator pops in the distance, we know where all 4 generators are. There is Mariana taking chase to the 7. Godrock pre-drops it and plays around it to the best of her ability. Can she actually do so? No. Instead holds W, tries to jiggy a little bit, will not work, and that is another down onto Mariana. Lewis going to go pick up Nervo here. A kick of the pallet. And a bound to the top side of the map. There is the top side generator, and there is our uninjured Fliss, confirming the location of all 4 survivors. Or at least the relative location. Bounding back to the unhook. There is Mariana, the final chase. It needs to last. If it doesn't last here, then this is a catastrophic situation for Team Silence. Pre-dropping that pallet, playing around it to the best of her ability. Can she make this pallet, though? It will not be enough distance, especially with the advent of Bloodlust activating a death on a pallet. Will there be a pallet save? Unfortunately not, and that means a death at 3 generators remaining. Catastrophic for Team Silence here. As there is Nervo running away. Inside of the main building, we'll be pathing to the back side of main building, playing the very, very unsafe filler pallet. Vaulting over the Shack. Very well played, body blocking Nervo and taking a down to Suit. Our survivors are currently working a bottom side generator. No, working a middle generator. Pain resonance activating on that middle generator. There is no way it's popping anytime soon, and we're going back to check on that generator as well while we leave Nervo to hang and rot. There is Luis. One quick bound is all we need, and one quick bound is what we get as Luis goes down and the unhook onto Nervo happens, but this generator pressure is just too much for the survivors currently right now. Another pain resonance going to activate onto the 7 generator. We are bounding straight back up to our unhook. Maybe we can even prevent a reset, assuming it's not we'll make it or something, but we might be a bit too far for that, but that is quite okay as the amount of pressure that we have right now is so much greater than the pressure of the survivors. There's Fliss here, pulling up our power. Pre-dropping that loop, and that will mean that we get the firecracker off. We are blinded, and we gain a little bit of distance here. Can we make this window half to check spot this correctly? We do, and we are leaving now. Fliss is of no importance to us. We want to prevent these generators. There's the unhook. We know where all 3 survivors are now. Nervo just getting the unhook onto Luis. Luis running away. Nervo going to be taking the second chaser onto the 8 side of the map, running up towards 9. There's actually Luis going over to the 9 filler, running over to the 10 T&L walls. This is the round that will decide what happens next. Silence needs to win it, and therefore they need this chase to last. Luis going up into the main building. We will be seeing perhaps a balanced landing play. No, it is no balanced landing because Luis is going to be playing the crates here, trying to buy any time that is possible, but it's just not going to happen as we see both the survivors working the top generator. There it's Fliss, and there is Nervo. We have pressure up the wazoo right now, kicking the generator, going over to Fliss. We might be seeing Nervo going back for the generator. We need a tag and we need to leave. That's what we're playing for, and we see it happening as well. Holding up power. We see the generator activated, and we see Blast Mine in play as well. It was so desperately close. You have to wonder. No, it wasn't Blast Mine. You have to wonder. Maybe just a millisecond sooner. As Luis will get picked up here, but will immediately be hitting the floor. And now we're heading back to this generator. Holding our power, perhaps? No. We're just walking back, and we are able to prevent the generator from popping. So crucial here. Eruption already applied. If we can get a quick down, that is all we need to get. But unfortunately, it's not going to land true. Luis taking it to the bottom side of the map here. Over to the 7 side. And then we're going to try to make the Orman, but I don't think we make it before taking a tag. No, we don't. That means we change our trajectory over to the shack side of the map. Continuing chase. 1 bound, 2 bound will make it to Luis's general location here, and Luis is just going to go to the corner of the map. Is it enough time? It is a photo finish on the generator to prevent Eruption from having any effect. A pickup onto Nervo. And Pain Resonance will hit the 6 hook. Bounding back up to the top side of the map here. Our generator spread is looking like a 3-gen at bottom. It looks like a 4K1 is the best thing that we can possibly do here. 5 has some progress in it. We will be applying Eruption to that generator. Both survivors injured. The survivors need to find a reset, and Luis needs to be very careful because even at the cost of that reset, Luis is fully infected, meaning any sort of bound hit will cause Luis to go down. We find no one in the locker. We are searching. We had a suspicion, but unfortunately, the hunch was incorrect. Heading back down to the bottom side of the map to prevent this unhook. We see an injured survivor. There is Fliss. And our hopes of popping another generator with Fliss's location being revealed. It's probably dashed, but we dodge out of the way of that beautiful looking bound. A hill to activate. Balanced landing, but a bound might stop it from meaning anything. No, we will make a window, and that crate will mean we will trip our toes out of the bound. Youch, says Wesker. That hurts, and we will make the pallet to suit. We need to check spot this correctly. Can we? We unfortunately probably do, but because of Wesker's power, we will be preventing Fliss from making that window. A hook onto the 3 loop. Fliss is our final pain resonance and a fresh hook to boot of that. We're going back down to the unhook. Nervo gets reset. Lewis is still injured, still fully infected. Lewis cannot get found. You have to imagine that Lewis is purposefully not spraying here, because if Lewis is found, it is over. One bound, 2 bound will unfortunately miss Nervo. Nervo will then make it to the 8 side of the map here. We're going to be trying to play this Ormond tile. No, we jiggy a little bit. We make it to the 9 filler. But 2 bounds means we cannot play the 8 filler. We have to keep playing this. There is Lythe. And Lythe will mean we actually do make it to the 8 Ormond tile. No, we take a weird path. Nervo going to be taking a tag here, making his way back up to the top side of the map here. The unhook onto Fliss happened. Lewis in the background doing work, even despite being fully infected and fully injured. 1 bound is not enough to make that window, and we're taking it over to 11 Hill. And to the corner to suit. This might buy our team enough time to get some reset and maybe get some footing back onto this game. But Kay's pressure has completely obliterated the survivors' hopes and dreams at this point. They need to make something happen, and they need to make it happen now. We hear the injured Fliss resetting on top of this hill as we are now leaving. Balance landing away, making it to the 2 tile, vaulting the window, going over to the 1 side of the map here, playing the loop at the 1 side of the map, now going back towards the window here, making it as well, looping this very efficiently for being injured. We vault through it. We have to leave. We fear that Lewis is maybe even doing a generator in the background, going over to 5. And it has 50% progress, and we also did see Lewis there. Lewis's chase will not last long at all. Fliss and Nervo need to make a play here, and by play I mean Fliss needs to go for the unhook. There is Lewis. And there is the down onto Lewis. Lewis will be picked up. That, I believe, is our other Death Hook survivor. It is now a 2 survivor. It is now still a 3 survivor protocol here. Math was never my strong suit. As we see Fliss, the fully infected but healed one. If you're fully infected against Wesker, you might as well be exposed. A beautiful, but probably unintentional vault through the window, but we will take what we can get. Holding up our power. This down needs to be with the power here. Playing 50-50s, and it's just not gonna happen. Fliss goes down. And Fliss eats the hook. Second hook for Fliss. Second hook for Lewis. And a second hook for Nervo. Every survivor is Death Hook. Finding any of them at this point will mean a 2 survivor protocol. There is Lewis. As we see a disinfection coming in from Nervo, we know where all survivors are. Nervo disinfected on the 5 side of the map here. 1 good bound will secure the death onto Lewis. Beautifully played coming in from K here. That will be a hook onto the logs. And we are bounding back to hook here. Can we actually prevent the unhook? It looks like Nervo is not here. Nervo is instead stealthing at the top side of the map. We might be seeing a similar situation that we saw in the Huntress set. We might be seeing a play for the exit gates, but no, it looks like Nervo has Nervos of steel. And by that I mean he doesn't. He's going for the exit gate. And that will mean Nervo has everything to play for here. He needs to get out through the exit gate. What is our gate situation? Against Wesker, it's not looking too great because Wesker can make it from one side of the width of the map to the other pretty quickly. There is the light, and there is Nervo cementing the 4K2 into Jinx. A final Z-Wall chase 1 bound. And a second bound will not happen. Instead, we're going to be taking an M1. No, we want to hit him with power. And it's a throw somehow. That means that this down will happen relatively... I lost Nerval for a second, and I think so did K. There's the bounds again. 1 bound. 2 bound will cement the 4K2 for Jinx. Beautifully played by K. Has just pulled every stop necessary for his team in this entire winner's bracket semifinals. The moon haunts you if anyone's played Marvel Rivals. And there is the endgame Mori. It is now up to the Killer of Silence to secure a victory. And if that happens, we will be replaying the Blight set. If not, then Jinx has taken the win. We will see what happens after a short break. See you soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Entities Campfire. What could possibly be the final round today of Silence versus Jinx. Silence has it all to play for. Nervo has it all to play for. For if another generator pops, or what am I talking about? For if they are not able to win this set, it means that the win will go to Jinx. If, however, they do, then we replay the Blight set. Now, keep in mind, Silence losing, if Silence loses, that does not mean they are out of the running of this tournament, because it does mean that the loser's bracket will still be open. And it will mean that Silence will have to go up against Team Tremor in the loser's bracket. So, we don't want that to happen. We have a lot to play for here. As Chase going on onto the one side of the map, onto Mads here. Mads beautifully playing this Ormond tile. 1 bound, 2 bound. Will thread the needle and will unfortunately not be enough. Mads going to be making the window here. That is not a life, so we need to go back to the Ormond tile, trying to play it as efficiently as possible. Taking a bit of a unique path to make it back to the pallet. Beautifully played. Unfortunately losing a 50-50 there, and that will be a tag onto Mads as we take it back to the 12 side of the map here. But the question is, do we want to leave? No, we will continue, as we will probably be pre-dropping this car loop. Needs to buy as much time to loop main building as possible, vaulting the window, going back again, back through the main building. That means we will again make the window efficient. Pathing from Mads here, but that is all she wrote when it came to looping this main building, as a flashbang will come through, but unfortunately will not hit its mark. Mads is playing this main building amazingly, going upstairs, and unfortunately that means Mads will be dying, but in a location that Team Jinx does not hate. The doubling of the generator will make it pop here, and that means that there is 2 generators left so quickly. Nervo hitting on a hook. You have to imagine all hope is lost at this point. The generators have all been complete. The generator efficiency of these survivors was insane. Mads' chase was insane. The tie condition now at stake here. If Nervo is unable to secure it and another generator pops, Team Jinx wins the winner bracket semifinals, as Chase continuing on to Moon, going over to this filler pallet, bounding. 1 bound, 2 bound, and it will not land true. Mads continuing this chase onto this filler pallet, will not make the pallet by any means necessary at all. Nervo is unfortunately losing everything, unfortunately. Just not able to win any of these 50-50 pallets, not able to win any of these loops. The survivors of Jinx playing this efficiently, and Nervo's inability to win any of these can only be attributed to Jinx's amazing playing. Nervo, an amazing player, but today Team Jinx came to win. And that will be Eruption applied onto the bottom generator. It isn't over yet. If they make a huge, catastrophic mistake, Jinx still hasn't won. They need another generator to pop, but Chase onto Mads, onto the shack side of the map, of vaulting through the window. No bamboozle to speak of will mean that Mads has to take a unique path back through the shack and will unfortunately miss the bound. Everything just unfortunately going wrong for Nervo right now. Unfortunately just not able to hit his shots, and that will be a tag onto K. Not able to make the God Rock in time. But Moon is just simply working a gen in the distance, and 1 pops, cementing the win for Team Jinx in the winner bracket semifinals. At this point, this is all we can do. It's play for respect. As we continue chase onto Moon on the eye filler here, breaking it instantly. Very difficult to play around as the killer. As various different gens are currently being worked, main building is being doubled, and Chase going back onto shack here. Mads looping the shack efficiently. However, never mind. Mads makes the shack pallet, drops it instantly, going over to 5 here. Moon preventing the down on to Mads here. Mads getting the pallet save. Moon vaulting through. And Mads is going to make his way back to the top side of the map as main building will pop. There is nothing at this point that Nervo can do to prevent that from happening. Adrenaline for Dark, and a tag for Moon. Nervo pulling up his power. 1 bound, 2 bound. Screw this tree in particular, says Nervo. I'm gonna continue chase onto Moon and miss the window. Unfortunately, just unfortunate things have been happening for Nervo here. Unfortunately, not able to get it down efficiently. The survivors of Jinx played this so well, but a beautiful, I think that's called a recurve. I don't know Wesker terms going on there, going over to the 11 side of the map, nodding along to the music. Now we're just having a jam session. Wesker pulls up power, he shoots, he scores. Call him Kobe Bryant onto the wall. And he will claim his prize. K still in the trial. However, now will be operating a gate. At this point, K dying means nothing, as the win has gone to Jinx. The generator pressure from Jinx was just immense. They were able to capitalize on every single chase, the efficient chases of Mads. And this entire game can honestly be attributed to Mads and the amazing looping that we saw from him. Beautifully played. Thank you to both teams for participating in today's winner's bracket. And remember, Team Silence isn't done yet. They still have the opportunity to play in the loser's bracket against Team Tremor. It's not over for them yet. We will have to see what happens to their campaign next time on Entity's Campfire. Thank you for coming. Goodbye.